Watch TV's original programming, Broken Winds.
Listen to me, will you? Some of it is my fault. I dealt it, okay? I dealt it. Can't call me a hypocrite for this, Billy. You just can't. It's not that I don't want to smell it. It's that I can't smell Billy!
We spoke to 50 people, and all of them think you're garbage. Only 5 are your family members. Find out which 45 other people hate your guts at 11. Live from your mom's house, it's KPBC News with your lead anchor, Anchor Cat. Good evening, I'm Anchor Cat, and we just fired the guy who writes our announcer scripts. In our top story, the Headless Horseman announced today that he is in the process of having his head reattached. The horseman's head, long since presumed lost forever, was recently returned by Delta Airlines, who apparently lost the head during a flight between San Diego and Honolulu in 1978. Once the Headless Horseman receives his head, he said he'll consider new names, though currently he's leaning towards Tim. When he makes his decision, we'll bring it to you. This week on my Polly Birdman's Reports segment, I'll bring you a harrowing tale of roads, no roads, time travel, lightning strikes, and mother-son incestuous feelings. We'll talk to the inventor who says that next time he'll check into how depraved the mother of his apprentice is before bringing him into his experiments. Set your VCRs and TiVos, because this is one hot report. Webster's has released a new MAGA edition of its dictionary. The new version is much like the standard edition, a Webster spokesperson told us today. However, there are some keywords that have alternative definitions. For instance, the word evidence means, quote, information or facts that can help confirm or refute a theory or guess, unquote. In the MAGA edition, evidence is formally defined as whatever shit Mike Lindell's crack dealer told Rudy Giuliani's bartender. In a related story, Webster is teaming up with the Weber Company to make a special MAGA edition grill. At a press conference, representatives from both companies said they believe the MAGA Book Burn BQ 5000 will be a big seller in the Bible Belt. Plans are for it to have a price tag of $350 and come with a free set of dictionaries and history books to light on fire. On an all-new middle-aged Mohawk man, tune in and find out if his prostate finally lets him piss in under 2 minutes and without leaving a giant piss stain on the front of his goddamn pants.
Folks, my lawyers advised me against it. My accountants begged me not to do it. But if you know anything about your old pal Cal, it's that law nerds and bean counters can literally eat the fecal clay out of my highly impacted colon. That's what an all-American diet of nothing but red meat, bacon, and bacon-wrapped red meat will do to your insides after a good solid 7.5 decades on this here planet we call Earth. Because there's only one thing on this entire planet I care about doing. And that's selling you cars for just $1 more than I paid for them. That's right. If I buy a car for $500, I'm going to sell that car right back to you for a grand total of $501. How can you do that and still keep your business afloat, Cal? You might ask yourself, and I'll say, kindly none of your dad blessed business, lady. God damn. I've been doing this for 50 years, so I know what I'm doing, sir. Jesus H. Christ. It's not like I can do what I want because I'm just a front for money laundering on behalf of a local mafia boss, but I'm not saying I'm just a front for money laundering on behalf of a mafia boss. Let F and go, LFG! Let's go! Check out now, check out now, check out
now! Wow. Okay, Willie. I guess I won't pick you up from soccer practice anymore, and your mom can do it. Sure, yeah. No, it's fine. No, why would my feelings be hurt, Willie? Just because 3 weeks ago you came to me and said, Dad, I'm really embarrassed when you show up, pick me up at soccer practice wearing that ridiculous hairpiece, stuffing your face full of Burger King chicken fries, and listening to AM talk radio hosts complain about transgender Mexican illegals. No, it's fine. Yeah, no, I didn't go out and use what little money I had left after buying 1990s era Pogs and Pee Wee Herman merchandise and Burger King chicken fries so much that that's literally all the money I had. I didn't go out and buy 2 ridiculous hair pieces and combine them to replace the other ridiculous hair piece that you said was too ridiculous and it embarrassed you. No, and I didn't almost fulfill my promise to turn down the radio and not listen to bigots complain while I waited to pick you up from soccer, Willie. No, I didn't do all that, Willie.
Dad's unconvincing hairpiece. Only on Real TV.
All I'm asking for is a little credit. But no, this is your problem, Willie. And this is why at 9 years old, where are you? No, don't go tell your mom on me!
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm the guy who doesn't know about personal grooming, and I'm here to talk about personal grooming. The first thing you want to do when you're about to personal groom your face hairs is you want to get one of these. I think technically barbers call them hair shorteners. You could also call them a face buzzer. I'm just gonna go with hair shortener because I try to keep it technically real here on this show, and it's really easy to use. Like for instance, I'll just go ahead and trim my my lipular region. Okay, here we go. So you just turn it on, and you just, oh shit! Oh! Of course, everybody knows it's the new fashion to have a half stash, because that's like it's a half step. I gotta go.
Tonight on SciWatch, we bring you into the Boston, Utah lab, which says they just concluded a study that proves conclusively if enough Americans had just seen Hunter Biden's dick and/or dick pics, his father Joe Biden never would have been Donald Trump's president to begin with, which he is now and will be, at least until January 2025. You won't want to miss it.
We're better than the Beatles. We only know one chord. All our songs sound the same, 'cause we only know one chord.
In what's sure to go down as a controversial opinion, the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 stolen from the black guy majority vote, has approved boner voting, the process by which a voter, usually a middle-aged white man who denies the existence of the clitoris, uses his erect penis to make his voting choices in the booth on Election Day. We spoke to a Republican spokesasshole about this decision.
Of course, Anchor Cat, I understand being a member of the mainstream media libtard enemy of the people press, you have to ask me a question like that, but I'll go ahead and answer it for you anyway. Yes, the GOP does support the boner vote movement, because let's be honest, we already vote like we're dicks, we might as well vote with our dicks while we're at it.
We'll bring you full team coverage of the situation in tomorrow's 10 o'clock broadcast. As promised, let's get you tonight's winning lottery numbers, brought to you by your local state lottery, the lottery. Because pretending to fund education through gambling is better than raising taxes on the wealthy Americans who can afford it. All right, here are your winning numbers. 6, 6, 6, 69. Wait a minute. Asshole Pete was in charge of getting the lottery numbers for us, wasn't he? Okay, well, we'll try to bring you those lottery numbers next hour. As regular viewers probably understand most, our standards here at KPBC are impeccable. Flawless, really. However, every so often, even we get it wrong, and one of the stories we made up to tell you about requires us to take a step back, apologize, and promise to do better. Last week, we told you a story about a 13-year-old dog named Fluffball, who ran the New York City Marathon on the same day she broke the Guinness World Record for most tacos eaten in a 6-hour period, right before she performed successful open-heart surgery. That story did not meet our usual very high standards of vetting, however, and quite frankly, I should have known something was wrong about the story because, well, something just didn't seem right about it. As it turns out, my feline gut feelings were right. That dog's name was Dr. Susan Tomjanovich. We are working on confirmation that Dr. Tomjanovich is actually a human being and not a cat. The entire team here at KPBC would like to extend our apologies for getting the story wrong. However, in our defense, this wouldn't be the first time a woman was robbed of credit for her accomplishments while that credit was given to somebody else. And at least this time, it was a cute little dog named Fluffball. right? And now let's take a station break and be right back with more news. GameNet's got all new episodes of your favorite new game show, Did You Live Up to Your High School Potential? Monday through Tuesday at 11:30 p.m.
I was voted most likely to die with a boner, and considering I've spent the last 25 years inappropriately touching myself at inappropriate times, I think they got it pretty much spot on for me.
Don't miss the fun on Did You Live Up to Your High School Potential? Only on GameNet. Unicorn Express. When your made-up bullshit just has to get there last Tuesday.
Thank you, Chingaderas. Perfect. And as you can see, I was able to use this face hair shortener expertly.
Hi kids, it's me, your old pal Fred. How are we feeling today, friends? Is anyone out there dealing with the case of the sads? Or maybe even the ragey sads? Is it because they made a movie about a doll and instead of just not watching it, your ragey sads made you create 6 hours of internet content? Like 3 times as long as the movie that triggered you? That's okay, friends. It'll get better tomorrow. Probably not for people who get so mad watching movies about dolls, but life doesn't cater to people who don't know how life works, does it, friends? Okay, see you next time.
This week on a very special Vagina Bay.
Okay, we'll do it your way. I'll do what you say. I'll let you pay. But you know how I feel about it when you eat all the guacamole from my guacamole stand. Ray, Vagina Bay. Tuesdays at 11:35 a.m. Only on Real TV. Live from the Bible Belt, it's everyone's favorite Christian game show. Show us your crotch or else.
Now this is an excellent court item, some sort of legal. It's a judge's hammer. It's a 2-piece set. It's a hammer piece you grab and the other for your desk. Used to be $24.99, but for you, $9.99. Hit us up, chsn.com. Or if you like to make phone calls, we do that too. It's 1-888-345-6789. Item JC4325. It's a judge's hammer. It's a shiny 2 pieces.
Welcome back to old C-SPAN videos you can spank it to. Only on C-SPAN 69.
To turn into the classic views that you see in most photographs or calendars or famous images. So before now, it's a much narrower gorge, and then when it reaches desert view, it really opens out, and so it's about 10 miles wide here, and it's about a mile deep. Has another 200 miles to run to the west before it eventually ends up at Lake Mead, the Colorado River. I hope you can see that in the bottom. It runs all the way from the Rocky Mountains to between California and Arizona as it heads south. So and you can see the tower over there, which is
This week on Business Casual. No. Billy.
Ooh, fuck, baby. You're tuned in and turned on to the fucking Food Network, your #1 destination for all the food porn that'll make you want to wrist off a salty. And now let's get back into this big, wet burrito.
This is an interesting item. Item RT0002. It's a dinosaur lamp. It's medium. It's a lamp. You can put it next to your bed for lighting, illuminating your room with a dinosaur. Today, $9.99 to you. Hit us up, chsn.com, or call us at 1-888-345-678 and 9. This is one-piece lamp. It's a dinosaur lamp. Goes great in your room for lighting needs. Hit us up.
And now, great moments in passive-aggressive history.
Oh, I get it now. These are the great moments in passive aggressiveness that you didn't think I was smart enough to come up with all on my own, being a big fat dummy. No, that's not sarcasm. These aren't great moments in sarcasm, Mr. Passive Aggressive Expert. Calm the F down, fuck. Jeez. Coming up on Joe Blow, Totally Not Weird Republican.
Dear Lord God, Heavenly Father above, grant the liberals the wisdom to see how important it is for me to look at young girls' crotches before they play volleyball. Amen.
Don't miss Barry Deagle, the wildlife expert eagle, only on Learnin' Stuff. It's a fun new show the whole family can watch, unless they hate nature. And really, who hates nature? Oh, I see. Yes, well, those kinds of companies and the politicians they give financial fellatio to, yeah, they clearly hate nature, but still, everyone who isn't a sociopath will love Barry Deagle, the wildlife expert eagle. Tired of paying too much for streaming services you thought were going to save you money in the long run over cable? Too fucking bad, dipshit! We always knew we were going to jack up the prices on you, and you knew it too. So quit your whining and get ready for the next price hike, you weak little consumer piece of shit. Whoflix Plus. Give us your money, plebes. Have you wondered why people think I should pay more in taxes when they can just eat less? Why aren't these people starving to death? Billionaire sociopath D-bags in cars talking shit like a-holes. Streaming everywhere.
This local fast food chain, known for its abusive, profane commercials and calorie-laden, deep-fried culinary chemical weapons disguised as food, was just caught getting the meat it said was beef from another restaurant's dead skunk overstock. Find out which eateries are caught up in the scandal at 11.
Well, it's Wednesday at 8:35 p.m., which can only mean one thing. Our very own Brock McGawk is here with his next Cock Talk segment. Take it away, Brock.
USB 2, USB 3, USB-Z, Lightning. Sheesh. I got a lot of charging cables. You know what I don't have, though? A girlfriend. And I'm starting to think it's because every time I meet a nice, attractive young lady and bring her back to my apartment, she'll ask me why I have so many friggin' charging cables, and since I don't have a good answer, I pretend to have a stroke and die right there on the floor. I've probably ruined a lot of good potential relationships with my fake strokes, but what are you gonna do? Not fake a stroke when you don't have an answer to a good softball question or something? Come on, get real.
It's time again for the AccuBlammo Forecast, brought to you by the NRA. The NRA. Next time one of your kids is shot in school, you're welcome. Well, it looks like since this is America, it's going to be another 5-day block of back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back mass shooting events, and countless other gun-related injuries and deaths. We would show you our latest Our Government Doing Something to Address Gun Violence 5-day forecast, but it doesn't exist, because in this country, we have a government of, by, and for the violent sociopath people. A whistleblower in the US government recently testified publicly that the United States has been hiding evidence of extraterrestrial craft from the American people for decades. Now, in an explosive new development, another whistleblower has stepped forward. Reporter Frank Stinknuts is on the scene in Florida for us. Frank?
Anchor cat here in the nation's flaccid penis-shaped state. There's a rumor floating around that during the Trump administration, an alien craft landed somewhere in the Midwest and took off quickly. That incident, according to several people I've spoken to, inspired former White House racism and baldness advisor Stephen Miller to suggest to Donald Trump that if the U.S. Armed Forces or law enforcement were to capture any off-world visitors, they should be forced to wear flying saucer patches. My sources are telling me that Miller wanted to have a similar program for anyone crossing the country's border from Mexico, except they'd be given a choice of either a burrito or a sombrero patch. We weren't able to get an interview with Mr. Miller as his assistant said he doesn't come out in the sunlight. From here in Florida, I'm Frank Stinknuts. Back to you, Acrecat.
And that's going to have to be our last story for this broadcast. From everyone here at KPBC News, thanks for watching. But, not thanks that much, because let's not pretend that we're all friends, okay? Goodbye, everyone.